Okay, so we are on to round number 91, and round number 91 I am going to be using the Ermelo that I've been using kind of as what I call the filler, the in-between filler of all the flowery bits. So now what we're going to be doing is we are going to begin in the puff before a corner. So this is our corner, the corner to the left, and we're going to begin in the puff over here, right? So into the top of that puff. As we've done before, it's a good place to start and a good place to finish. Okay, so I'm just going to start with the chain single crochet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we're just going to work a regular yarn over times 5 puff. Now we're going to be working 12 double crochets between our next 12 double crochets, and you'll see in the design you have we have a gap, a double crochet, a gap, a double crochet, gap, double crochet, like that. So that's basically the pattern. So you need to know that one row you begin after a double crochet, and the other row you begin before the double crochet. We're just making a very simple mesh pattern there. Simple mesh pattern as a kind of a contrast or juxtaposition, is that the word, to the more sort of flowery and more sort of intricate type parts of our pattern. So I quite like that combination. Okay, so we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Then we're going to work a double crochet front post over our next double crochet from that previous round, which is round number 89, I think. Chain 2, and we're going to work a back post. So you need to kind of work that. It's a little bit, it's a little bit awkward. Need to work a back post, a double crochet, chain 2. So we're working the back post double crochet not over this one, but over, so we're going to skip 3 puffs, so these 2 and that one, and then work a double crochet back post over that. Then we're going to chain 2, and we're going to work a double crochet back post around. We just need to make sure that we're going around this one, so we're going around that one. Good grief, bit awkward. Chain 2. Alright, so we've worked a double crochet back post around that one. So we've skipped 1, worked 1, skipped 1, worked 1. When I say 1, I mean double crochet. Skipped 1, and the next double crochets, these are actually double crochet back posts, remember, but we're going to work a double crochet front post. So this double crochet here, just ordinary one. So anyway, let me explain maybe what I'm trying to do here. It's just to create a framework around our rosebuds. Okay, so we're working a double crochet front post, we're going to skip a double crochet back post, we're going to work a double crochet back post around our next double crochet back post, we're going to skip the next double crochet back post, and then we're going to work a double crochet back post around the next one, skip the next double crochet back post, and we're going to work a double crochet front post around the next double crochet back post. All right, and that's kind of the beginning, because in our subsequent rounds we're going to be working so that we sort of separate. So, you know, if you kind of understand what I'm going, then we'll be separating our little buds, our little rose buds like that. Okay, and over there as well. We're just kind of creating a little framework for them, if that makes sense. Okay, and the back is going to look like that. Alright, and now what we're going to do is we're going to yarn over and we're going to work a double crochet front post around our next 5 stitches. So that is the single crochet front post we did over our leaf, and the 4 double crochets that we skipped back when. Okay, like that, in round number 89. No, maybe round number 87, not sure, but anyway, it'll be written in the pattern. Right, so we should have 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's a 5 double crochet front post together, chain 1 to close. Alright, then we're immediately going to work a single crochet between our first 2 puffs. We're going to chain 1, we're going to work a double crochet front post over our first treble, 3 trebles together, chain 1, single crochet, chain 1, double crochet, front post over our next 3 trebles together, chain 1, single crochet, chain 1. Alright, yarn over. Now we're going to work 2 double crochets together, 2 double crochet front posts together over our next 2, 3 trebles together. That chain 1 to close we're going to count as our chain 1 that we sort of work skipping over that puff. Single crochet, chain 1, double crochet front post, chain 1, single crochet, chain 1, double crochet front post, chain 1, single crochet, chain 1, yarn over, double crochet, 2 double crochet front posts together, chain 1, single crochet, chain 1, double crochet front post. Are you getting where I'm coming from? Chain 1, and then we're just going to work single crochet chain 1, single crochet chain 1, single crochet over our next 3 puffs. So do you get the sequence? How this is kind of working? Okay. Let's see. Chain. Oh, no, I don't want to do that. My hook sometimes has a mind of its own. And then, so kind of those joining spaces between our 3 sets of 2 puffs is where we're going to work the 2 double crochet front posts together. Alright, so I mean I think you've got it. So you can see it's going to look like that. So I'm just going to show you. So it's the same as what we did over here. Remember? We did those 2 trebles together that we worked over those 3 trebles. 3 trebles together, but here we've got 2 treble front posts worked together. Here we've got 2 double crochet front posts worked together, and then double crochet front posts. Right, and what you're going to create is these little hearts in between. So it's going to look like that. It's going to look like that. Right, and that's going to be the back. That's going to be this little sort of bridging thing, which looks like another little leaf. So if you do it another color, it's really going to pop. And then, right, so now you're just going to carry on working all the way right up until your puff. Work your puff into the next puff like that. So you're going to work that yarn over times 5 puff and then wait for me there. Okay, so just take note that when you get to the last single crochet that you work between your last 2 puffs, that you're not going to work a chain one and you're not going to work a double crochet front post. You're going to yarn over. I thought I'd better show you this part. You're going to yarn over and you're going to work, just make sure you are getting your 4, you're going to work a 5 double crochet front post together. So we're using our 4 double crochets plus that single crochet front post that we worked over our leaf like that. Okay, so you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, and immediately work a double crochet front post, chain 2, and then you basically are going to work your 2 double crochet back posts and then your double crochet front post over the very first double crochet, and then you're going to work your 12 double crochets. Okay, shame, I didn't want to leave you like stranded coming around the other side. Okay, so it's going to look like that. Right, and I shall be pulling cat hairs out because the cats have decided that this is the place for them to sleep at night on my blanket, baby blanket at this point. Okay, so I'll see you at the puff. Okay, so here I am at the puff. So we have done that. Right, so we've worked 12 double crochets, between 12 double crochets, like so. And now we're going to work, before, in our previous round of the same color, we worked half double crochet front post, but now we're going to work double crochet front post over our half double crochet front post, 2 double crochets between 2 double crochets, double crochet front post, 2 double crochets between 2 double crochets, double crochet front post, 2 double crochets between 2 double, oh goodness me, what am I doing? Double crochet front post, 2 double crochets. I'll stop in a moment and show you. Okay, so it's going to look like that. So where you did the half double crochet front post before, you're now doing double crochets, double crochet front post, but you're still working 2 double crochets. I mean, you know, 2 double, 2 double crochets in between 2 double crochets. Gosh, so sometimes it gets confusing to explain. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, and now we're going to skip 2 legs of our double crochets. We're going to work 3 double crochets together, and then we're going to do another 3 double crochets together. Two, 3. Okay, so we're going to skip those 2 legs. I call them 2 legs, you know, it's just easier to work in legs. You're going to skip 2 legs and work 2 more 3 double crochets together. 1, 2, 3. Right, you're going to skip 2 legs and do the same. I'll stop in a moment and show you. I have to tell you, in the middle of winter, it's absolutely boiling hot outside. I have my blinds drawn and I can still feel the heat like burning through. Alright, 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3, and there's the knot. Right, so we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, so we've got 4 sets of 3 double crochets together, and we've skipped 2 legs, skip 2 legs, skip 2 legs, skip 2 legs, and we've got 2 legs left over. Right, and then what we're going to do is chain 2, and we're going to do the same. So we're going to skip our first 2 legs, and we're going to do the same up the other side. And now basically we are at that midpoint, okay, between side A and side B. Okay, and you are just going to mirror everything that we did inside A. Okay, one side, really don't have to finish side B off. I'm just calling it side B because it really is just the mirror image of side A. Right, you're just going to do everything but backwards. Alright, so let me just move the blanket out the way and then kind of show you more or less. So it's going to look like that. So you're going to have a little bit of a dip there, and that's going to do that. And right, so you've got quite a lot of different things happening in this section. Right, and then we've got that like that. Okay, so I'm going to say that that is the end of round number 91. But when you've worked your way all the way around, then just wait for me before the very first puff that you did, where we started. Okay, just wait for me there, and we shall finish round number 91 together and start round number 92. Okay, so going to look like that. Okay, I hope you're getting a good squiz. Oh, goodness me. Okay, well, it's a good time to say bye. See you at round number 92. Okay, so we have arrived at the end of our round number 91, and to finish round number 91 and begin round number 92, we're just going to work a puff into our very first puff, like that. Okay, so it's going to look like that. And then, so kind of, keeping our pattern going, so we've got, a space, double crochet, space, double crochet, space, double crochet. We are going to work 11 double crochets. Okay, so we're going to work 1 double crochet into the next 11 spaces. And the reason we have 11 is because we have a double crochet front post. One of our double crochets is now a double crochet front post. Number 12. Double crochet number 12. So we're just going to carry on. And I'm carrying on with the same color because I still have a little bit left. I think enough to make a round. Okay, so it's going to look like that. And then we're going to work, so this will be number 12, right? So we're going to work double crochet front post around the double crochet front post. We're going to chain 2, and hopefully that knot I'll be able to just make it before that knot comes into play. Then again, maybe not, haha. There we go. Alright, then we're going to yarn over, and we are going to work in front of our popcorn. So we're going to skip that double crochet back post, which we never really used. We're going to just excavate this one, the one that we did in our last round. I'm going to bring it to the front. So it kind of helps if you just coax it coax it out. There we go. So it has to, it's a little bit awkward because there is kind of a joining space from the puffs. It does work. Okay. My goodness, it's being very resistant. There we go. You're just going to coax that forward. Okay, it really came forward quite reluctantly. And we're going to work a double crochet front post, chain 2, and with the next one. So you just put your hook through, and I'm using my finger to just pull that double crochet back post to the front. A bit awkward. Chain 2, and our next stitch is obviously a double crochet front post. Okay, so that was a little bit awkward because obviously we had that knot there. And then you're just going to move your popcorns to the front. So that will be behind. My blanket's sliding off the table. Okay, so you're just going to ignore the knot. Well, my little piece of yarn that I've got left is actually has quite a few knots because I've just been piecing little bits together so that I can make it through this round. Okay, so it's going to look like that. So just ignore the knot. Alright, and you've worked your double crochet front post around your back post, your double crochet front post around your back post. You've worked your double crochet front posts, double crochet front post, first one and the last one. Okay, and now we're going to yarn over and we're going to work into this joining space here, because remember we don't have a chain 1 here, but we're going to pretend there's a chain 1, and we're going to work a single crochet into that space. One double crochet into that single space. Okay, then we're going to work a double crochet into our next chain 1. We're going to chain 1, so we're going to be working chain 1s. When I say over, I mean over the top, not around or in or anything. Our front post stitches, okay, so I mean skipping over. So when I say over, I don't mean over, I mean just skip over. So we chain 1, skip over that double crochet front post, double crochet into our next chain 1 space, skip over the single crochet, chain 1 into the next space, chain 1, skip over the double crochet front post, double crochet into the next 2 chain 1 spaces, and obviously we're skipping over the single crochet. Right? Oh, no, don't want to do that. Chain 1 over the 2 double crochets together, yarn over, single crochet, double crochet into the chain 1 space, skip the single crochet, double crochet into the chain 1 space, chain 1, skip the double crochet front post, double crochet into the next chain 1 space, skip the single crochet, double crochet into the chain 1 space, chain 1, skip the double crochet front post, double crochet into the chain 1 space. Don't do that. You can see how confusing it gets. Skip the single crochet, double crochet into the next chain 1 space, chain 1, double, so we've skipped the 2 double crochets together. Alright, so can you get where I'm going with this? Okay, so we're working a double crochet into each of the chain 1 spaces, and we're working a chain 1 and skipping over the front post stitches. Okay, so we're going to do that here as well. So no, we're not going to work. So here we are at our 3 puffs and our 3 chain 1 spaces. So we're just going to work double crochet, chain 1, skip over. Of course it's like a barking punchy right now, which does not help concentrating on these finicky little pieces. Double crochet, double crochet. Oh, Roxy. Skip over the 2 double crochets together. I hope you can hear me. Okay. Okay, let me just pull that out. So basically that's what we're doing, okay? We're working double crochets into the chain 1 spaces, and we're working chain 1 over our, not over, skipping over our front post stitches. That's basically it. Okay, so I'm going to see what my little dog's barking about, and I'll catch up with you in a moment. Okay, so just have a look. Okay, there we go. Okay, so the dog story has been sorted out. So what happened was that Kai jumped over the fence and was running in the road. And our neighbour across the road, for some reason, thought he was a stray dog. So, and then Roxy, she came to the gate, to my son's gate. Well, he lives next door. So he came out to call Kai, and then because Roxy doesn't really know this lady, she thought the lady was an intruder. So she was barking at her. Oh, she's such a sweet and tiny little dog. Well, she's not tiny. She's a Staffy, a sort of a mix of a Staffordshire Terrier and something pavement special. And she's a rescue, obviously, from the SPCA. And she is such a good little guard dog. She really is like the boss of the house, protects all of us. Okay, so now the dash noise has been identified, right? So chain 1. So we're working single double crochets. Never mind when I say single crochet. Chain 1. Because I'm thinking we are working only 1 double crochet into the chain 1 space. Okay. Double crochet, chain 1, skip over. So we're skipping over all the front post stitches, right? And we're working 1 double crochet into the chain 1 spaces, either side of that single crochet that we made into the puffs. Chain 1, skipping over. Okay, and now we're working a single double crochet, okay, into that joining space between where we did our single crochet between our 2 puffs and our 5 trebles together. Then we're going to yarn over and work a double crochet front post over our next double crochet front post, and then chain 2, yarn over, and we're going to again dig into the back there, find that double crochet back post. That's Kai barking. Not really sure what he's barking at, but he's still a silly puppy. And then, see, this time around it is much easier. Chain 2, so we're doing a chain 2 between, and then a double crochet front post over double crochet front post. And we're just going to bring our little popcorns to the front, although they're not popcorns, right? They're little yellow rosebuds. Okay, so dog business sorted out again. And now we're going to imagine that that's double crochet number 12, so we're going to be working into the next 11 spaces, and we'll have 11 double crochets and 1 double crochet front post. So we'll still have 12 stitches. Oh, suddenly quiet. I live in a cul-de-sac. That might explain a lot of the noise, because people also kind of socialize in this cul-de-sac, you know. They let their dogs run, they stand around and talk. Okay, so we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So we've got 11 double crochets, and that double crochet front post is really our 12th stitch. Yarn over. We're going to work a puff, 3, 5. Okay, so we're going to work a puff as before. Then we're going to work double crochet front post around our half double crochet. So exactly what we did before. And I almost went and did something else. Now we're going to work 1, 2, 3, 4, and we're going to work a double crochet front post. So we're working a puff now between our 2 double crochets. Okay, so you can work a yarn over times 3 puff, or a yarn over times 4 puff, or even a yarn over times 5 puff if you like. So I'm kind of just going between, I'm working yarn over times 4. Right, and we're working double crochet, you know, because I don't want it to be so obvious. So the larger puffs, the yarn over times 5 puffs, just in my eye, I use more as a kind of a border or an accent, or should say, here is a puff. 1, 2, 3, 4. So now we're working those 4 puffs. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, between the 4 times 2 double crochets. And now we're going to work our last. I'm just trying to get a handle on my yarn here. Going to work a double crochet front post. Okay, so let me just stop a moment and then show you so that you can have a squiz. Okay. Oy, oy, oy. I'm frying. I'm absolutely frying, yeah. Alright, so that's that. You're still going to have your mesh going on there. You're going to have created your little framework kind of behind your petals. And your corners are going to look like that. So you're going to have... So I hope you managed there. It's actually really easy, you know, it's just more difficult to explain than it actually really is, okay? It's pretty straightforward. And now we are going to work a puff, again, yarn over times 5 into our next puff, 3, 4, 5. Right, then we're going to yarn over and we're going to work a puff between our, and I'm using a yarn over times 4. Right, like that. We're going to chain 1, yarn over 1, 2, 3, 4, chain 1 to close, chain 1, 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're working these between our 2 times 3, 1. Now I can't remember what I did. 1, 2. Okay. I hate it when I lose my momentum. 1, 2, yarn over, 1, 2, 3, 4, pull through. Okay, so we have 4 paths worked into the spaces between our 4 times 2, 3 double crochets together. Oh dear. Then we're going to chain 1, 2, 3. We're going to skip over that chain space, and now we're at our midpoint again. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we're just going to repeat everything that we've just done. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, chain 1 to close, chain 1. Okay, so it's going to look like that. And then everything that we did this side, so this is our midpoint here, so everything we did to the right of our midpoint, you are now going to do on the left side. So this is side A, that is side B. You're just going to basically work in reverse. So I hope that wasn't too distracting with the dogs barking and etc, etc. But unfortunately, this is the real life of a crochet designer. And you might be interested to know that I am thinking of doing a clothing line. I'm thinking of exploring that avenue at some point, but I think I'll probably have to go and live in another house because can you imagine? Okay, so it's going to have a little bit of a strange silhouette at the moment, but that will all work itself out in our subsequent rounds. Okay, so I'm going to see you at the end of this round. I just want to keep it there so you can have a proper squiz. Alright, have a proper squiz, see where everything goes. I don't want you feeling like abandoned, that you've been abandoned. Okay, look at this, look at that again. You can have a good look. Okay. Okay, you can see the corner one that we did 3 double crochets between our 2 single crochets. Okay, have a proper look. Okay, so I shall see you at the end of this round. So don't fasten off, don't work into your next puff or into the first puff to close off. I'll see you just before then. Okay, which will be round number 93. Okay, so we are on to round number 93, and round number 93 is an independent round. So we're going to be doing that. Okay, this is what it looks like. So I haven't sewn in the ends yet, and the back looks like that. Okay, so the front looks like that. You can see where it is. It's in this kind of central panel over here. So I've already done 3 sides. I'm going to do the last one, which will be your first one. Okay, so it's pretty simple, but it's a little bit tricky. So the color that I'm using is Nijmegen, which is this lovely sort of pistachio green, and I have used it, you know, in these little pops here and there. Now it's important that you get it right where you start. Okay, so as I say, it's pretty simple when you get the first one. So now what we're going to do is our last row of 2 double crochets before we did our back post stitches. Okay, we're going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Remember we did 5 there, and we're going to work into that joining space there, so between kind of where we worked our single crochet front post before we did that half double crochet front post, which covered the 2 single crochet front posts. Okay, so basically it's to the right of the single crochet front post, which you can't really see now. Okay, and that's where we're going to work a chain 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so yes, you've guessed it, we're going to be working trebles. And I've just popped the tail to the back so that it's, you know, less busy, easier to see what you're doing. We're going to work 3 trebles together. So, you know, I'm following this theme through the whole Afghan of, you know, big stitches, big bold stitches. Right, so we're going to yarn over, pull through, and then we're going to chain 1 to close. Alright, and then we're going to yarn over twice, and we're going to move up. A notch. So we're going to be working into that space next to our front posts. Alright, those front post stitches that we made over that puff. And we're going to do another one. Okay, 3. Yarn over, pull through, chain 1. Then we're going to yarn over twice, and we're going to work into our chain 2, alright, that we made in the round before our last one. So our last round was 92, and then this is obviously 91. Okay, we're going to work into that. So we're just following on. 2, 3, like that, yarn over, chain 1 to close. We're going to yarn over twice and work another one. So we're working another 3 trebles together into that chain 2 space. Right, chain 1 to close. Now this is where it gets a bit awkward. We're going to yarn over twice, and we're going to work into that corresponding space where we worked back there. So we're working kind of to the wondering what was going on there. With the little tail coming to join the party. 1, 2. So we're working to the left of those front post stitches. Okay. Yarn over twice, and we're going to squeeze the other one in. So just make sure that you're not, so count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Just make sure you are going into the correct spot, and we're working left of those front post stitches. 1, 2, and it works if you just fold your work over. You know, this is where fine motor coordination comes into play. Alright, because you can see I'm kind of holding my work, folding it over. Alright, so we've done our last one. So we should have 6. I'm going to snip off, and then I'm going to do another. Okay, so you're going to have that. It's going to look like a mad little ball of green. Right, and then you're going to just fold it over like that. Right, so it's all going to pop out, and then you're probably thinking, but what next, Jen? Okay, so don't worry too much now about your working in your ends. You just leave your ends floating around there. Just pull them to the back because it's a little bit easier to work when you don't have them floating all over the place. Okay, so your ends are there. Just okay, so you've got your 6 times 3 trebles together. It's going to look like that. Right. And I know it's a bit awkward because you're kind of, okay, working, you know, oddly, but the thing is you have a hook, and this little hook is just pretty amazing. and it can do all sorts of things. You know, it kind of like digs in and gets stitches out from the back and all kinds of things. So now our next part of this is we're going to be using our goose, which is this blue, and we're going to be making popcorn. Now again, where this gets tricky is we're going to be working between the first and the second 3 trebles together, and so we're going to be working into that joining space, all right? And also we're going to be working our popcorn in the chain 3, so we're going to join those together, and that's how we're going to attach our independent piece to the rest of the work. All right, so really in a sense we are crocheting, but we are also constructing, okay, but like an architect, crochet architecture. All right, so now you're just going to work a regular popcorn. Right, use your finger so that you don't get confused about where you're going. You know, you can just feel 3, 4, 5, right? And then, you know, my usual pop it in the back loop there and chain 1. So you're going to chain 1 to close, and then you're going to work another chain 1, yarn over, and you're going to work between the second and the third 3 trebles together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Chain 1 to close, chain 1, and then you're going to work between the next 2. Right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going slowly. You can see where I'm going, but I mean it's pretty, you know, when you get what I'm trying to do, you know, which is to do that independent round and then attach it to the rest of the work, you know, it all makes sense. Then you're going to chain 1, and then you're going to work between your 4th and your 5th. So it's only the last popcorn that you use to attach this first part of your independent round. Okay. 1, 2. When I say 1, 2, I mean 1 to close, and then 1, yarn over, and now you're working between your last 2 and that chain 3 at the back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Yarn over, snip off. I'm going to do that extra just to make sure it's all tight, and now I'll show you. Okay, so it's going to look like that. So you just need to pull everything into place. You can pull your tails to back there. Okay, so I love that. It's a little bunch of bluebells or something. So actually what made me do this is because this part number 5, is called Montague, and Montague is I think it's the beginning of Route 62, okay, kind of going into the Karoo, but Montague is already moving away from the Karoo and going back towards Cape Town now, and it's also kind of, well, it's kind of a heart, you know, so it's deciduous. I can't think of the word. It's not quite the Karoo, and it's not quite the Cape yet, but it is the beginning, sort of the winelands, you know, the Montague winelands, because where we go after Montague, you know, so it starts getting very flowery and very floral, and then you have the vineyards, and a lot of people grow roses on the borders of the vineyards because it brings bees and pollination and all sorts of things. So there's not just grapes growing there, but all kinds of deciduous fruits like apples, and those are deciduous fruits, right? Apples and so on, peaches and so on and so forth. So and then of course, so it reminds me, those areas remind me, I mean, that's why I've done the bunches of roses, you know, the roses. Yes, there are roses. Rosebuds. Well, I've done the things that sort of represent the rosebuds and the roses. And then of course the blue reminds me of the grapes, and I know you'll say, well, grapes are purple, but they're kind of purpley blue to me, you know. I'm a little bit synesthetic, or that thing, you know, seeing colour in a different way to, anyway, never mind about that. Anyway, so Montague, flowers, roses, vineyards, very beautiful. And it's one of the reasons why also I've done the rose, you know, because the rose remind me of the vineyards. You know, when you look at them, when you're coming down from the mountains and you're looking at how the vineyards are growing up the side of the hills and the mountains, the slopes, and of course it's these rows, you know, you get these rows. It's so beautiful, so beautiful. South Africa is so, so beautiful. Especially the Cape. Everywhere but the Cape. Wow. Okay, so that's me. Enough of the yada yada. Round number 93. Done and dusted. You're going to do that your next 3 sides, and I shall see you at and you can also work in your ends now, because I'm going to, this is my last one, so I'm going to work in my ends. So I shall see you at round number 94.